your mind.
They're very wealthy. They like data. So I like coming with data, right? And just letting them know, all right, fine, we can talk about data, but you may not like what you hear. You may not like that 2 million Americans have no sanitation in running water.
Right.
2 million. That civil engineers have said that our water infrastructure grades at a D in America, right? So when you start to dig into these numbers and look at the amount of children who are hungry, the amount of people that are unbanked, the amount of people who don't have access to affordable housing, the amount of people living on the street, you can't ignore those numbers. So you go with data, right? And Fantastic was saying is like you get into these environments. I've been around billionaires too, and it's like, well, I'm going to shine the light over here. This is where you really need to be putting your money. Harvard doesn't need any more. Can we agree? You know,
Oh, yeah.
And they'll tell you, sure, but they want, well, I don't know about this. Tell me, where is it, right? And I think that's really what it needs to be. So I think we would all agree, as you start to scale up in life, money can insulate you from a lot of different things, right? Like, and they can buy their way into a whole nother world that people can't even fathom. So you can't blame them in that regard, but I do blame those of us, right, that come from the bottom and then get in those rooms and don't say nothing. Right. And sit there quiet. No, we got to speak truth that eye to eye. This is where I come from. This is what I had to fight through to get here, to be able to sit at the table that you were given. I had to fight for this seat, and I'm not even guaranteed this seat. You were born with your seat. You know what I had to do to get here just to be able to sit next to you, right? And a really cool story here, and I'll keep it short. So Reginald Lewis, when he died, was the richest black man in America. Just did $1 billion transaction, very wealthy. His legacy now is incredible. His wife, Lorda Lewis, is an incredible woman. Had the chance to actually have dinner at her estate in New York City. And she sat next to me. First of all, I was blown away that I was there. And we're having dinner. She invited us all to stay. The kitchen was bigger than any house I had ever been in. Right. But we sit down and she's sitting right next to me. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, tell me your story. And I'm just telling her about my story or whatever. And as I'm talking to her, I can see she was engaged with my experiences and things that I had gone through, but she understood it because her husband, right before, had gone through that same thing. So she knew, we need to start activating these type of things in the inner city to get more kids to be lawyers and private equity and financial advisors or whatever. And she was like, man, you had to overcome all of that to get here in front of, and she knew the people who were sitting at that table. I had no business at that table. You know what I'm saying? So we just need to make more room like that. But it's getting in these rooms and being honest about our backgrounds and then shining a light where there's no light right now. And we have to keep them keeping the light on it by any means necessary.